And we're rolling. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of Saf in the City. It's always good to talk to you guys, even though you guys don't see this till later. Confession here for some of you that might know already. I released an episode a few days ago, and there were some good ideas in there. You know, I've had an episode thought out, but it wasn't executed to the best. And to the Saf in the City fans, to the people that take their time to listen to this and respond and critique and compliment, whatever it is, you guys deserve the best. And that was not my best. So I took it down. You got to own your story, you know, and here we are going at it again. I have some good ideas I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about the same things, and you guys deserve the best. So, you know what? It's okay to try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. All right. So we've all been living through a war. This is a world-changing event, and we've all lived through a lot of world-changing events. COVID, this... those are the two big ones that come to mind, but those two alone hold a lot of ground, and both in the pretty recent years. And you guys know I'm in Israel during this time. It actually feels a little bit COVID-like that. In the beginning, we had to stay in our houses and be scared to travel. And Daniel Zara, the kid who I brought on the podcast a few days ago, he pointed out that these people are such a threat to us that we have to stay in our houses, that they're doing the same damage that a disease that could spread like nothing was able to do. So just a scary thought. So I want to speak about some of the things that I've personally been going through. You know, I always like to reflect and talk about what I've gained. So I'm going to speak about some of the hardships I've been going through the past few weeks, and then some of the uplifting and I guess you could call it heartwarming and times that have helped me grow. So first, I just want to say there's been so much pain during all of this. Thank God I'm in a safer area. Beit Shemesh is pretty safe. Israel's on the line for us. They want us to live here. They want us to have day-to-day lives. But there's so much pain. First of all, in the first week and a half of the war, distant bombing every 10 minutes. Really scary, just being that close to it. Even though we're not right next to it at home. When I was in America, I was always hearing about it, not living in it. So that was just really scary. And you're seeing all these scary videos and getting all these alerts and sirens are going off, and it's really hard. It was really hard for me to know what to do with it. I didn't know if I should just sit in this pain and just be sad and be depressed. I didn't know if I should forget about it and just move on with my day. And I was finding it too hard to do either, and I needed help. And thank God I've had a lot of good support during this time, but for the beginning, especially, I was looking for escapes and just not looking to deal with my feelings. But I realized that the key for me and for everyone is not to move on or to sit in, but to move forward. It's about the balance, always comes back to the balance, move forward with it. Because I want to feel the pain and the sadness that these people are feeling. But again, the people that are fighting so we could live. Not sit around. They want us to live. So keep them in mind, especially when we're doing nice things and davening and doing chesed. But keep them in mind and just, I guess, have a little bit of a heavy heart while you do it. That was what I took from that, to move with it. Another hardship during this time was that I guess I still experience today is the trauma. There was first of all, the idea of rockets scares me a lot. The fact that there's throwing rockets in the sky is terrifying. I feel like we're living in a video game, and Israel has these defense forces that can now shoot lasers at these rockets. I really feel like we're living in a video game. And it's so sad that this is like a reality that I had to accept. And after the initial attack, the first time I experienced a rocket, I was with a baby in a park. I was babysitting him. During this time, I felt very helpless. And something that I really focused on was doing chesed and uplifting the community. And I love kids, and I love, they make me happy, and it helps me work on my responsibility. And I was watching this baby. We were hanging out in the park, and a siren went off, and there was no one else in the park, and there weren't a lot of buildings nearby. And they say that if there's nothing nearby, you're supposed to get down in the open, and it was really scary. They say you have 90 seconds to react before the Iron Dome hopefully intercepts it. By the way, even in the background, you hear a plane right now. These are army planes. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're doing attacks more. Maybe they're more just for watch. But anyway, a siren went off, and I had to run with this baby as fast as I could up the steps. I set a timer for 80 seconds in case I didn't have enough time to go back down. And thank God I found a garage. And we went in the garage. The Iron Dome intercepted it. And all was okay, but it was really traumatizing. I was with a baby alone. And I felt super responsible. And the baby was my rock. He didn't cry. He was calm. But having that sort of responsibility and the first siren that I experienced myself was really traumatizing. But the trauma continues. Every little thing and every little noise, it keeps me on edge. Like the other night, I was just sleeping in my bed, and my roommate went to charge his phone, and he moved the charger and it hit my foot, and I just started shaking. Like I was really scared. I was in my room. You're very on edge. I'm very on edge, and a bird was chirping late at night, and I was just extra scared, not just more than a normal suspicious chirp at night. The other night I heard a car door closing. I thought it was a bomb. It's very scary, and it keeps you on edge, and it's good, I guess, because that's how you stay safe. But it's a hard way to live. There's some trauma here for sure. So I think that the things I just talked about were a lot of the hardships that I and a lot of people have experienced during this time, but there's been some silver linings here for sure. And one is that family. Family is always drawn during hard times. And Israel, the Jews were a family. And like any other family gets complicated, and people have different views and fall out of touch, and only like certain members of the family, and these members are being annoying, and so on. But when push comes to shove, family has each other's backs. And I've never seen a community come together like in my life like I have during this war. The way that people are going out of each other's ways to help each other and uplift each other, make sure everyone's taken care of, having food, having money, giving to the soldiers, giving to your neighbors, making sure people have places to sleep. It's so uplifting and so powerful. And that's the reason that I've stayed in Israel during this time. It's so beautiful to be a part of and to see. And I said this today at my rabbi's house. I think that when God promised Abraham a land for his people, a home for the Jews, I think this is what he had in mind. A place for us to live as one. We really, during this time, I've seen, and it's sad that a war had to bring this out, but one nation, one heart. Everything else didn't matter. Everyone, you call the people that you haven't been in touch with, and you make sure everyone's safe, and the little differences don't matter anymore. And we unite over the parts that do matter. That we're here as a team, one nation under God. It says that in the Pledge of Allegiance, in the American one, but I've seen that here. And a lesson that I've taken from that is that I shouldn't wait to tell family and friends how I feel and to connect and reach out. I shouldn't wait for a war for that to happen. It's nice that during the hard times it comes out, but why wait? We have the opportunity to spread love and joy all the time. And that's something that I want to work on and get better at. I don't want to wait for the hard times to get on the phone with my family. You know, I saw a family get on a Zoom to discuss something, and this guy that I was with said, it's sad that we needed a war to get this to get the Zoom going. So that's another lesson I took out for that. So, like I said, there were good parts about this. Silver linings in this war and areas for us to grow. And there was a lot of pain, and I'm still experiencing both, but I'm in a much better place. I feel safe. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. This made me appreciate Israel. This is where I feel like I'm meant to be right now. And to everyone that's anywhere else, this war is not, the soldiers are not the only ones fighting it. This is a war on the Jews. Some of the hate and anti-Semitism that I've seen on social media during these times is inexcusable. There was a video released of Hamas, I don't want to call him a soldier, but a Hamas member calling his dad, saying with pride that he killed 10 Jews, and his parents were saying, "Oh, you should be blessed, you should be blessed." It's inhumane, and the fact that these people have supporters, it's beyond me. I hate war. I don't think that there should be a need for armies. In a perfect world, in my perfect world, armies don't need to be a thing. Everyone can live in peace amongst each other, and if not, accept each other's differences, respect them. not to fight over them. The fact that someone is calling his parents proud of killing 10 people and that his parents were proud back, it's incomprehensible. And it bothers me so much more that people are supporting that. And people are going to say they're supporting Palestine and it's not necessarily terrorism. There is a clear difference. I also feel bad for the Palestinian people who are not involved in this war and are losing their homes or their lives because Hamas lives amongst them, and that's how we have to take them out. Even though we give them warnings to leave, they don't have anywhere to go. I understand it's a harsh situation, and I'm very sensitive towards that. But there's a difference between feeling sympathy for them and supporting terrorism. So anyway, as I was saying, this is a war for all of the Jews. The soldiers, yes, they're on the front line fighting, but someone was telling me today they feel so uplifted when they get these notes and food and that we're all sending, knowing that we're praying for them and davening for them. There's no one without the other. There's no us without the army, and there's no army without us. And like I was saying, I was really struggling in what to do during the war. I felt so helpless. I was like, what can I do to end this, to help this, to do anything? And it was really bothering me. And like I said, chesed was a big way of me, for me to cope with this and feel like I'm giving back and learning and davening and having them in mind. I'm sure everyone in their own ways is experiencing anti-Semitism and hardships of this war. And for everyone that's found a way to give back and fight this war in your own life, whatever that means, good for you. I'm happy. Let's keep it up. And to the people that feel like you haven't, we're limitless, but we're not useless. Dig deep, talk, find someone, and let's help out, because I believe that during this time, God wants us to come together and carry out his ways. I'm not God. I'm not going to pretend I know all his ways and reasons, but I think that I was told, and I think that one of the reasons this happened is for us to reflect and do things better. All right, so I think that's all I want to speak about the war today. You know, there's other things I want to talk about, some other concepts and some positive things. Because like I said, life's supposed to move on and we're supposed to keep going, but we're not moving on from it, we're moving with it. So I just thought that was important to be said. All right, here's a thought that came to my mind the other day. Everyone right now, think of your worst and most stressful issue. Everyone has one, okay? And I'm thinking of mine. And I'm imagining that when I'm having a bad day, and specifically because of this issue, and then someone comes and bothers me, and I'm extra upset because of that, and they'll have no idea. But I realize that everyone has that. And I think that in general, the more sensitive and nicer that we are to people, the better people will be, the more understanding, the nicer, the slower to anger we are, the better reacting, better perception. So I think that's something I want to try to take up upon myself is, I don't know, if someone's bothering me or not giving a response I want or is like giving weird vibes or seems off, just pretend that just think that they're going through their version of your worst issue and they're having a hard day. And just let it sit with you, because you really never know what someone's going through. I'll tell a story, okay? I don't know who's seen this, who's not, but it's a powerful story. A father was on the train with 4 of his children, and the children were acting like animals and fighting with each other and screaming and just making a ruckus. And a woman went up to the father and said, do not have your kids under control? What's wrong with you? And the father said back, I'm sorry, their mother just passed away and I don't even know what to think right now. And she said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. How can I help you? Her perception changed so fast from getting mad to sympathy and helping. You never know what's going on in someone's life. So if you could just give them the auto sympathy and give them the benefit of the doubt, let us all be like that woman in the second part of the story, where we all have the sympathy and want to help without even needing to know. Just assume that people are going through things. And worst comes to worst, they're not. You'll be appreciated and a better person for it anyway. That was something that came on my mind the other day. Speaking about your most stressful issue or just issues in general, I've said this before on the podcast, but it just comes up more in my life, and I've seen more books and shows just talking about this. Recently, actually, a book I'm reading and a show that I watched brought this lesson. It just reminded me how important it is. And especially during this time of war, when I didn't know what to do with the pain, and I didn't know to avoid it or move on from it. It's important to face the issue, because I don't like feeling pain. I'm really bad at it. I'm not good at sitting in discomfort. But running from it doesn't help. That's one. Running from it doesn't help. The issue comes up and keeps poking at you. But let's say you're good at numbing it. I've been good at numbing some issues, for sure. When you numb pain, you also numb joy. You can't numb certain parts of your feelings. You numb your feelings. So what are you really doing to yourself? You're avoiding pain to feel numb. I see numb as another version of depression, because you still know that you're avoiding stuff, and you're not letting yourself experience joy. I read this in The Gift of Imperfection. I always quote this book because I find it so powerful. When you downplay something that you're excited for, like, I don't know, let's say I might go to the Super Bowl this year. This isn't true, but let's just say. And I'm just saying, oh yeah, like I guess that could be cool. Like, maybe I'll be... Actually, that's not true, because inside, I really want to go to the Super Bowl. So when I don't go, I'll still be really disappointed. But now that... When I find out I'm not going... Oh, sorry, I take that back. I said that wrong. When I find out I am going to the Super Bowl, I'm not as excited because I downplayed it. It wasn't a big deal. It's okay to let yourself feel on both sides. It's okay to... I really wanted to go to the Super Bowl, and that didn't work out. And that sucks. It's okay. And... Also, if you get to go to the Super Bowl, I was really excited to go, and now I'm going, and you get to feel that joy on a higher level. That was a little bit unclear, but I think I got the point across. The point is that when you numb the pain, you numb the joy. And feeling the pain is hard, but it also is what leads you to grow. In the book, The Gifts of Imperfection, it talks about facing your internal swamp, and how it's easier to go through the swamp than to find a way to walk around it. Because this is not the gifts, this is me talking. I find when you finding the ways to go around it, it's temporary, it doesn't really work. When you go through it, you look back. I look back at the swamp I walked through, and I'm like, wow, like, way to be for getting yourself through that. And it's like anything else, it's a goal. I feel a lot more rewarded because I know I worked for it. And the next swamp, it's a harder swamp. But in life, we always want to be moving forwards. And trust me, I've been told this so many times because I can't let myself go for it. I expect perfection a lot. But I fall, and we're all going to fall. But I recently decided that when I fall, don't let that define me. Let it redirect me to a higher path. I'm not saying we shouldn't fight and try to do our best. We should. But when we mess up, that's not losing the battle. Getting down on yourself, that's losing the battle. Because falling's automatic. But how we respond, that's something we can train ourselves. Okay. Here is another cool concept that I was talking about with someone that I've been a big believer in this for a while. So each person you talk to and each experience that you experience shapes you for who you are. You are a reflection of everything you've been through, and it's more for the people, actually. You're a reflection of every person you've ever met, but with a balance of the reflection. And it's like a mosaic. A mosaic, for the people that don't know, I had to look it up just to make sure. It's like a puzzle, but it's made out of more jewelry and cool designs. And by the end of it, it ends up looking like a really, really cool picture. So what I take from that is I want my mosaic to be the best diamonds and the best design. And the way to do that is to meet the best people and have the best experiences. So it's just a key. You are who your surroundings are. You want the mosaic to be good? Surround yourself with good people. People that uplift you, people that challenge you, people that will be honest with you, people that care about you for the right reasons. I think that if I could do that, the mosaic has a shot of maybe being hung up in the museum. All right. So the next concept I'm going to talk about, actually, I think is the reason that mosaics could come out not so clear, Because if you get the wrong people and the wrong experiences, the mosaic could not come out so pretty and definitely won't make it to the museum. So there's this show called The Circle. I haven't watched it. I just heard about the concept and I started watching it. I'm only going to watch it on the treadmill because I want to try to focus on other things and need some motivation to be on the treadmill. So The Circle is a show where everyone goes to hotel rooms. They're all private. They have meals and whatever taken care of. I don't know if they're being paid or not. The goal of the show is to be the most liked. The people don't see each other. They all have these TVs in their hotel rooms that are connected to their phones. And it's a social media game. And all these people get put in touch with each other. Like, let's say there's 10 people put in 10 hotel rooms. They're texting each other. Okay? You could go in. Let's say I was selected to go on the show. I could go in as me, Eitan Safra, and just put my profile pictures and talk to people about what I like and what I don't like. And every so often they have a voting on who's the most liked, and whoever is the least well-liked gets voted out. But here's a twist. I don't have to go in as me. I could go in as my friend, and I could put my pictures and just act like him. Or I could put his pictures and just act like me. I could put a celebrity's pictures. The goal of the game is to be the most liked. So people do whatever they think will do to get them the most liked. And it's a cool concept and it sounds like a cool show, but I think that's what's everything wrong with this world, is that I struggle with this a lot, but I find this in communities. We try to people please, and it's not authentic, because when I could pretend to be someone else, or I'm going to just tell something that you want to hear just so you'll like me, I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I was here to be me. Everyone else in the world was taken, and no one else is me. So I'm really taking away from that. And it's taking away from the world, because the world needs all of us. I think this concept is everything wrong, because it comes back to what the Gifts talks about. Belonging versus fitting in. Fitting in is like what I just said, telling people what they want to hear. It's changing yourself so you'll fit in and you'll be well liked. But belonging is being accepted for who you are. And if I went on the show with confidence, I could say that I'd be myself. Would I win? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm proud to be me, and no one else has the angle of me, and that's, to everyone listening to this and to everyone not listening to this, is true for all of them also. So I just think it's sad that we live in a world that people feel they have to fit in and be different people and try different looks just to impress. One thing I've learned in the past year and that I work on constantly is that validation has to come from the inside, because for a while I relied on outside factors for my internal feelings and validation, but the outside factors are always going to be inconsistent. One day it's going to be sunny, one day it's going to be rainy. One day this friend's going to be nice, one day this friend's going to be in a bad mood. But if I could build myself from the inside, the outside factors aren't going to affect me as much. So those are just some thoughts that I had about that. And coming back to just going more about the concept of changing yourself for other people. People have goals and aspirations, and this quote I came across, I don't remember where, but live your dream, don't dream your life. We're here. We have one chance to live your dream and not dream your life. You know, as someone that feels like they're good at talking, I could talk and say I want to do all these things, but it's a lot harder for me to do them. But with trying to work on discipline and finding my passions and surrounding myself in the right environments, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to live my dream. I have a quote from a song that was meaningful to me. Shout out to Sean Abed, roommate, friend, Aviel Plotkin. I'm going to make him listen to this because I gave him the shout out. He started singing this song this past week. I'm like, yo, I love this song. So here's a quote. In life, moments come and go. Take your shot or you'll never know. Your heart will tell you when it's time to move. Ask yourself what you got to lose. I'll repeat it for the people that didn't hear it, but I'm going to sing it this time because why not? It's the vibes of the night. In life, moments come and go. Take your shot or you'll never know. Your heart will tell you when it's time to move. Ask yourself what you got to lose. And the song keeps going. I'll sing the next part because it's a vibe. Oh, when it storms, when it rains, it falls on all of us the same. But after today, the world's gonna know my name. That was sung by Joseph Allen. He went on America's Got Talent. By the way, I know you guys appreciate the vocals. Clap it up for Eitan Safra, guys. Whoa, whoa. Thank you. We love the support, everyone. Self-love and support. I don't need the outside factors. Building it from the inside. I know that was good. You know, I give myself concerts in the shower pretty often. So anyway, this guy, Joseph Allen, he went on America's Got Talent. And he sang this song, beautiful song. It's called, wait, I just searched it up. Let me check if it's still here. It's called Footprint. Oh, wow, it really connects with everything. It's about the mosaic being hung up. The world's going to know my name, leaving your footprint. And he got a golden buzzer. And unfortunately, his next performance wasn't so good. But the song was beautiful. Go listen to it. Footprint by Joseph Allen. And I want to finish off with this. Actually, not a joke today. But this quote is a personalized quote from yours truly, Eitan Safra. Came up with this one myself. I was watching a TikTok. And this guy started saying this line. I'm like, oh, he's definitely going to say this next. And he didn't. And I'm like, whoa. I just got my first quote. So, drum roll, please, for the first and a half time, because it was said on the last podcast I took down. But this one will be staying up. For the first time, a personalized quote from Saf in the City. You know, in a few years, you're going to be, not even a few years, hopefully it'll be spread faster than that. You're going to be hearing someone say, yo, where do you hear that quote? Oh, Saf in the City. And it really ties into everything today. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you can make a life. Let that sink in. You know, in this world, materialism is something that's very important to all of us. And it's very easy to get lost in. And a lot of people's goals in life is just to make jobs, make a living. And of course, there's family involved. But I was talking to my friend Daniel. I'll shout him out. A different Daniel Bengelsdorf. We were talking about the values of life. Okay, I didn't ask him if I could share this, but he was questioning, he's in college right now, and he's questioning some of the values that he's in front of. And he realized that he might want to be around a more serious environment and focus on just making money and having a job and focusing on family rather than partying. And I said to him, Daniel, that's great that you want to focus on these things instead. Because he was saying that he feels like he doesn't want to feel empty and he doesn't want to look back and be like, what am I doing with my time? And yes, focusing on jobs and money it's good. It's goal-oriented. It pushes you. It's discipline. But you can still focus on that and feel empty. It's the deeper stuff in life that brings the joy. And that goes back to this quote. If you work hard on your job, you can make a living. But if you work hard on yourself, you can make a life. Eitan Safra. Wow. Spoke by myself. This ended up, I didn't think this could be a long episode. The other one I recorded the other night was 25 minutes. This one being 27 minutes, but I'm prouder of this one. I believe I left you guys with some of my better work, and I hope that you guys are still here and listening. I'd always love for, feedback and just reaching out, questions about the podcast, something maybe you want to be talked about. Saf in the City, right now, it's not a live stream, but I love Saf in the City. I'm proud of it. To all of you that listen, Saf in the City is a family. I started the episode the same way I'm going to end it. You guys, the Saf in the City is a family. To the people that take the time to listen to this, I really love you all. Be well, guys. Keep it real. And we'll see you in the next episode. Be safe. Be well. Sayonara.